Imagine a world where you play as a chicken. A chicken on a mission to save his friends, explore wild environments, and take on an army of enemies. Sounds bizarre, right? Well, that's exactly what Alfred Chicken for the NES offers, and it's as wacky and entertaining as it sounds. But is this game truly a hidden gem, or is it just an absurd idea wrapped in pixels and 8-bit sound? In this review, we're going to find out, and I'll be giving you my honest take on this quirky classic. Alfred Chicken was developed by Twilight Software and published by Bandai in 1993. While it's not the most well-known title in the NES library, it has certainly gathered a cult following over the years. The game follows the adventures of Alfred, a determined little chicken who sets out to rescue his feathered friends from an evil villain named the Evil Clucker. The game presents itself as a side-scrolling platformer, and it definitely leans into its charm with an undeniably unique concept, even by the standards of the NES. But being a somewhat unconventional protagonist in the world of platformers, Alfred had a lot to live up to. Let's start with the positive aspects of the game. The controls in Alfred Chicken are surprisingly responsive for an NES title. The movement is smooth, and Alfred's ability to jump and fly around the stages gives the game an extra layer of excitement. The jumping mechanics are well-tuned, which can be critical in a platformer like this. The level designs are fairly creative too, with each stage offering new challenges and environments to explore. From forests and caves to the skies and beyond, there's always something new around every corner. Another solid point is the humor. Alfred's over-the-top, sometimes zany adventures give the game a lighthearted charm that stands out among many other NES platformers. The bright and colorful graphics add to this playful atmosphere, giving Alfred Chicken a feeling that is both nostalgic and whimsical. It's a game that knows not to take itself too seriously, and that's something I appreciate. Now, let's talk about the negatives. Despite its charm, Alfred Chicken can feel repetitive. The stages tend to blend together after a while, and you may find yourself going through the same motions over and over. The enemies aren't particularly memorable either, and they often feel like filler more than legitimate threats. The lack of variety in enemy design and behavior can make some parts of the game drag on. And then there's the difficulty. Alfred Chicken isn't exactly a walk in the park. The difficulty curve can be steep, and if you aren't careful, you might find yourself losing lives quicker than you can say, cluck. The platforming challenges are intense, and while it does make the game more rewarding when you complete a tricky stage, it can also get frustrating at times. Some of the jumps require pinpoint precision, and if you miss just slightly, you'll be sent back to the start of the level. Add to that the fact that Alfred has limited health, and you're looking at a game that demands patience and perseverance. For players who love a good challenge, this may be right up your alley. But for those who prefer a more relaxed experience, it might become an exercise in frustration. One other aspect worth mentioning is the sound. While it's not the most memorable soundtrack you'll hear on the NES, the tunes do fit the tone of the game. They're quirky, lighthearted, and never too overbearing. The sound effects, however, can become a little repetitive, especially when you've heard the same cluck over and over. So, is Alfred Chicken worth your time? The answer really depends on what you're looking for in a retro game. If you're someone who enjoys platformers with a unique twist, quirky humor, and solid controls, Alfred Chicken may be worth a shot. It has its flaws, especially with the difficulty spikes and repetitive design, but it also has a sense of charm and creativity that makes it stand out in a crowded library of NES titles. For some, its challenge and whimsical nature will make it an enjoyable experience. For others, the difficulty and repetitive elements might be enough to make you want to put the controller down and move on. If you enjoyed this review and want to see more content like it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. From quirky classics like Alfred Chicken to the best of gaming history, there's always something fun around the corner. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.